Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called The Soy Lady. Many years ago, I worked at a small cafe. The customers were generally lovely, and it was not a popular place due to it being in a weird location, so it was always slow and quiet. We often got regular customers in, and when I started, I was warned about the Soy Lady. She was an older woman who came in to order an extra large takeaway cup of extremely hot soy milk. The staff would heat 2 cups of soy milk to the edge of burning, put it on the counter, and call her name. She would sit down at a table and wait for about 5 minutes after her name was called, then collect it. She then always came back to the counter after drinking half to complain the soy milk wasn't hot enough and demanded it to be redone. For free. She also argued the cost, $3, relentlessly when she ordered at the counter. Our manager was a spineless weasel and hated customers getting Karen-y at the counter in case it caused other customers to think this is a bad place. So he always caved to her bizarre demands and would berate the staff in front of her so he would look good for being a tough manager. Shortly after I started, I met Soy Lady. It vaguely bothered me that she was getting away with nasty comments to staff and an absolutely ludicrous addiction to lava hot soy milk, but not enough to actually do anything about it. Until one day, my manager decided that it was our fault that we couldn't make the soy milk to her specifications, which apparently cost the business a lot of money, and he would take the full cost of her drink from our paycheck each time she returned it. Illegal? Yes. Immoral? Absolutely. Completely insane? You know it. So the next day, my manager decided to take the morning off, presumably due to the mutinous mood of the cafe staff. Soy Lady rocks up, argues the cost of $3 as usual, pays, and then says, "Don't forget to make it hot this time," with a nasty smirk on her face. Filled with sudden inspiration, I asked, "As hot as I can make it?" She replied, "Yes, even though I doubt you could do it right." Neat. I insisted that she waits at the counter, because it was going to be ready immediately. Filled up a metal jug with soy milk, shoved it under the espresso steamer wand, and let it scream. You are supposed to adjust the jug so the milk spins, but I just let it boil, screaming loudly as I stared blankly right at her horrified face, for what felt like 2 minutes, though probably shorter. She started to look nervous halfway through, and every customer was staring. 45 seconds in, she started to try to tell me it was done, but I shouted, "I think it still can get hotter," over the wail of the burning soy milk. Finally, I took it off the wand, which was now crusted brown with burnt milk. I tripled up on the takeaway cups because it was unbearably hot. And then I told her we now charge $5 for cups of soy milk, starting immediately, and we charge full price for refills. Management's orders. Not true, but I was done by that time. Interestingly, I never saw Soy Lady again. The next story is called Useless Administration. I teach English as a second language. At the end of each semester, we are required to write class reports. Previously, we had to write our reports in English or Chinese, so that they could be read easily by management. We are in China. Management decided that we shouldn't do this and instead write them using the language you would speak at home. Cue Malicious Compliance. Several of my colleagues are now writing reports in French, Russian, German, and Spanish. English is my first language, so I still write in English. However, to meet my boss's request, I'm now writing in British slang. Instead of writing Class A is very good, I now write Class A are the dog's bollocks. For bad classes, I no longer write Class B is struggling with writing. I would write Class B couldn't write their way out of a red paperback. My boss is now struggling, but refuses to admit defeat. She's instead spending a lot of time using translation software to understand what we are writing. For those asking why we were told to do this, I have no idea. My best guess is they realized we could copy and paste the same simple phrases repeatedly. School administrations aren't known for being useful, so whenever we get a chance to have fun at their expense, we will. The third story is called Safety Reports. I work in a job that has recently introduced a new type of delivery vehicle, one that is woefully inadequate and comes with a whole new set of hazards. They are prone to tipping over, are an ergonomic nightmare, and are about 30% slower in achieving the job than the previous vehicle. Upper management, of course, has never spent a single moment on these vehicles. Instead of admitting this isn't the right tool for the job, they have doubled down and have introduced psychologists, physios and trainers to try and put lipstick on the pig, none of which is working, and incident rates and injuries are skyrocketing. Then, being expert managers, they try to place the blame on the daily users of these vehicles. Anything to deflect the blame from them blindly choosing the wrong option. We are obviously doing our jobs badly and must be blindly unaware of the perils we face daily. So that's where the new system comes into play. Pointless paperwork. Multiple people have been removed from their daily jobs in order to enter our safety reports into some central database. This only increases the workload and associated safety risks for everybody else. So we are at the stage where our enforced safety reports are pointlessly banal, stating the obvious. Or this is where the malicious compliance comes in, increasingly blaming the delivery vehicle. The company is now in the awkward position of trying to claim safety as the #1 priority, yet downplay any criticism of these vehicles. The last story is called Print It All. This is about a decade ago, but still well within the realm of the internet. I was a technical writer for the government and had slowly been transferring our old employee handbook, think government bureaucracy from the 1940s, into a modern and actually useful document. Think of one page with our policies and links to useful websites, like Office of Personnel Management, forms for workmen's compensation, etc. My boss wanted the whole thing printed out, on her desk, the next morning. This was the Monday of the Thanksgiving weekend. I printed out the 200 or so pages and just set the links to the various websites in bold. This took about an hour and I left it on her desk before going home that night. She calls me into her office on Tuesday afternoon and proceeds to yell at me for how stupid I am. Do I think people can just go to our website when it is on paper? No, I need to print everything out. I calmly tell her that these sites are pretty dense and deep and it would be about 10,000 pages. She says she does not care and needs to be on her desk first thing Monday morning. Mind you, this is now Tuesday and we usually had some of Wednesday off. I was not really planning to work Thursday, Thanksgiving or Friday, as I had applied for leave and was looking forward to a nice relaxing long weekend. I don't have family, but I had plans. But okay. I asked for and got the request to have everything pertaining to the employee handbook online in a printed format. I also had real work and real deadlines. She was my boss. She did my performance appraisals and she could make my life miserable and possibly fire me. However, my clients were teams that put together engineering plans, biological assessments, scientific journal articles, reports to Congress, etc. that had real-world deadlines. On some of these, if you missed the publication date, your agency paid $100,000 a day in delay fees. Or you would set off a congressperson, which is never a good idea. And I was really getting sick and tired of my boss's requests that took me away from my actual work. So I was printing and printing all the rest of Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday. I had to go to the site, print, click on the next link, print, etc. On Wednesday we got a congressional, a letter from a Congress critter that was actually important. Had we not gotten that, I might not have done what I did. I got overtime approved pronto to take care of this request, so I did work Thanksgiving. As I was doing that, I kept on printing and printing. I used up every sheet of paper in our 14-story building. I kept on researching the response for the congressional, printing, going to the next floor to carefully get that packet of paper to tuck under the appropriate page, etc. I had paper in about 20 different conference rooms. I could have done the congressional in about 8 hours, but it was not due until Monday. And all of this printing took me a good 24 hours of work, so I put in for 32 hours. Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Got it done. This is now 2 stacks of paper, each about 6 feet high. I was way under in my estimate of 10,000 pages, as it was more like about 30,000. Remember, I had at least 5 printers going at once for 4 days, etc. I put this in my boss's office, which was already none too clean and pristine. I got written up, with a disciplinary hearing and everything. The charge was malicious compliance. I kept my job only because I did have a request in an email. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories in today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.